The Buffalo Bills are just 2 days away from training camp. Are you ready? Welcome to Buffalo Against the World.
This is Buffalo Against the World Sports Talk with Kulu
Cuzin Brad.
Bills Mafia. It's our time.
Act like you know, baby.
Act like you know.
2 days away from training camp in Buffalo Against the World. We are back in the BI with my cousin, as always, Cuzzo Brad. Man, exciting times. Football is on the way. Cuzzo, how are you feeling? How's your week been so far?
It's like that. It's like that feeling like the first day of school. You know, you got your outfit lined up, got your outfit on the dining room table, like, "Ooh, I'm gonna kill him! I'm gonna kill him when I get to school tomorrow." That's how I feel right now. So, beginning of the season, training camp about to start. The journey begins, baby. I'm feeling great. How about you? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling really good. Great to be here. You know, I'm in my Bills attire, so I'm feeling good and excited for training camp. Cuz, man, just to get us started, man, take us around the league. What's happening in the world of the NFL right now?
Well, let's go for a doozy around the league. We are going to start off in Green Bay, Wisconsin. A lot of news going out of there. We're going to start off with the Packers Pro Bowl nose tackle Kenny Clark signed a 3-year, $64 million extension today with the Green Bay Packers. This deal was negotiated by his agent and pays Clark $29 million in 2024 and could bring his career earnings to over $150 million. So shout out to him getting that money. We're going to come back to Green Bay in a moment. Going over to Cincinnati, Bengals head coach Zach Taylor said that Joe Burrow has been cleared for contact after suffering that season-ending wrist injury last season. He is good to go. Watch out for the Natty because they coming back. This just came in from Dolphins camp. Two-time Pro Bowl linebacker Shaquille Barrett informed the Dolphins that he will not be in training camp this year. He wants to spend more time with his family, so he actually announced his retirement. Barrett was a two-time Super Bowl champion who played 4 seasons with the Denver Broncos as well as 5 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So thank you for your time, Mr. Barrett. Texans announced that they signed former Rams running back Cam Akers. I don't know if you remember Cam Akers. He was kind of in and out of the league, had a good run with the Rams, had a little run with the Vikings, but he has just signed with the Houston Texans. Now, this next story, like I said, we're going to take it back to Wisconsin. We're going back to Green Bay. So this is a little different situation. So Packers GM Brian Gutekunst, I know he doesn't say it like that. That's how I say it because it's funny. But said that quarterback Jordan Love will not practice. The two sides are negotiating a contract where they want to make Jordan Love the highest QB, if not the highest, one of the highest paid QBs in the National Football League. Jordan Love's representative said he will not come to practice until that deal is done. Both sides are still negotiating at the table to get a deal done to make him one of the highest quarterbacks in the league. I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, they had 3 quarterbacks in like the last 25 years, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and now this guy. So we'll see what happens. The Bills announced a couple days ago that Chris Brown, no, not that one. The other one, Chris Brown will just announce that he will be the full-time radio play-by-play announcer for the Buffalo Bills. So congratulations to you, sir. You certainly have earned it, filling in for a legend named John Murphy. Thank you very much for all that you've done, and we appreciate you doing the play-by-play. But that is around the league for Buffalo Against the World. Congratulations, Chris Brown.
Yeah, man, big congratulations to Chris Brown. He's been the sidekick basically for John Murphy for a while. He's been doing a lot of other stuff. He was a sideline reporter for a long time too. So shout out to him. Well deserved to keep rising through the ranks.
No pressure, but you got 2 legends that came ahead of you, Van Miller and John Murphy. So no pressure. No pressure.
I mean, there's really no replacing Van Miller, to be honest.
Oh, man, he was so awesome.
There's really no replacing Van Miller. Like,
so awesome.
Van Miller was just Probably my greatest.
One of a
you know,
kind.
and
One of a
one of a
kind.
kind. One of the
We
kind.
grew
you
up
know.
on him. We grew up on him, man.
Yeah, Van Miller and Rick Jenneret. Van Miller, Rick Jenneret.
Yo,
It don't get no better than that.
for real. Could you just imagine them just two up and having just calling like Kobe's basketball games? Like, oh,
Can you
That's
imagine them two calling an NFL game together? Like together.
I would love that. If we could get the AI to do that, you know what? Let's look at the AI to like do a Madden game. That'll be so much fun. Let the AI do that. That'd be so much fun. Oh,
yeah, man. Very exciting times that we are in training camp. Cousin Brad is 2 days away. We've been talking a lot about these position battles that are going to be happening. And look, it's a lot of different topics we're going to discuss today. But first thing that I really want to bring up to topic, that main topic of the discussion today is, is this the best Bills roster of the Josh Allen era? Now, there's been a lot of controversy, a lot of talk, and I'm going to hand this one to you, and then I'm going to respond. What's your thoughts on this particular roster in comparison to others that Josh Allen has had?
Okay, this is not the best Bills roster assembled in the Josh Allen era. To me, the after pandemic Bills, so the 2021 Buffalo Bills, were the best roster put together by the Josh Allen era. I get it that the 2020 Bills made it to the AFC Championship game and got beat on by the Chiefs. I get it, but I think the team after that was absolutely better assembled, and when they were ready to go, just couldn't get past Joe Burrow and those Bengals. But I think the 2021 Bills were absolutely the best roster that Josh Allen's had in his run here in Buffalo. So I would say that they're not. I said 2021 Bills are the best, not this roster.
Okay, so here's my thoughts on this. I personally believe this is the best roster. And here's what I'm going to say. And it's not because of the superstar names. I'm going to say this is the best roster because the depth that we have at each position. Okay. That is because of, we look at those seasons that you're talking about, the 2021, the 2020 season, and even last year's season, 2022 as well. Yeah. Riddled, superstars riddled with injuries. We know that. That's been the telltale of the Buffalo Bill and the downfall to this Buffalo Bill team, not being able to stick through a season or even stick through really 10 games fully healthy with these core guys.
Right.
So I believe it is the best talent-wise team, a lot younger, a lot bigger, a lot stronger, and a lot faster. Now, when it comes to the veteran leadership, obviously not. But I believe this is the year where Josh Allen takes that leap, where he is ascending as the leader of the team, the undisputed leader of this football team, which is very good.
I got you.
And
so let me ask
now,
hold on, let me ask real quick. Do you mean assembled, or as far as a roster-wise assembled? Because we don't know what this team's done yet. I mean, these guys can go and get hurt too. So do you mean as of assembled or starting like day one?
I'm talking about just day one as a roster, how the roster is built, the talent that we know these players are, the guys that we know we are bringing back to step in starting roles. Some of these guys like Rasul Douglas, we kind of know what it is, even the rookies that we're excited to come in to have the depth. So I'm looking at the whole total package, not just the starting lineup. I think when people think of this roster, and we can talk about the power rankings that got the Bills ranked at number 10, but that's based off the numbers and the names on the back of the jersey. That's not based on the depth. That's strictly based on star power. And we've heard a lot of criticism, a lot of haters talking about who do they have? Who do they have? Who do they have? And they're talking about superstars. But I believe that this roster has the best depth that we've had in the Josh Allen era. Okay,
I get where you're going. I understand. The reason why I think the 21 team was better is because before the season even kicked off, we were on the show. We had our podcast. We were thinking either it's Super Bowl or bust. Either we win the Super Bowl or this season was just for nothing. When we were going, and that was the mentality. Okay, we lost in the AFC Championship game to the Chiefs. Hey, we weren't expecting to be there, but we're kind of playing with house money. But that following season, all the expectations were high. Expectations couldn't be higher. Look, we are going to play the NFC champions in the Super Bowl that year, and we just fell short. The expectations were high. Everybody, we wanted it. We wanted the Super Bowl or bust. This team, I don't see Super Bowl or bust. I'm like, all right, let's win a division again. Let's see how far we can go in the playoffs. Do I expect championship? Absolutely. But if we don't make it there, I understand. So that's what I think separates these two teams.
And the key word in the question, cuz that I probably didn't make so clear, is roster build. This is a roster. Okay. So starting with the roster, like you said, we haven't seen anybody play yet. And obviously, if you ask Stephon Diggs, Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, these experienced players, obviously it looks a lot better. But when you're talking about just the depth, the quality of depth, when you got depth guys, when you got star guys, you're not going to have much depth behind it. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about, because a lot of your money is wrapped up with these star players. Now you're able to spread some of that money around, and you're able to get a lot of quality guys that are specialists at what they do. You have a Curtis Samuel who can play running back and also come out of the backfield, catch some passes, and also can run in the slot. And also, you know what I mean? You got a lot of slash guys. Then you got guys like Keon Coleman coming in, guys like Claypool that are big guys that are winning those jump balls. So you got a lot of slash guys.
Yeah.
And that just brings that depth. Right.
Yeah, it's the deepest team we've had. We haven't had a team this deep as far as, guys we could plug in and out. Absolutely. I'll give you that one. But I mean, do you have Super Bowl expectations for this team?
With Josh Allen, there's always Super Bowl expectations. To me, Josh Allen, when you have a top 5 quarterback,
top 3,
top 5, top 3, whatever you're talking about here, you're always going to have Super Bowl expectations. I mean, let's be real. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, no matter when you moved out to Tyreek Hill, he still had Super Bowl expectations. So when you have a top 3 quarterback, as you just mentioned, cuz, it's always going to be Super Bowl expectations. Now,
that's fair.
If he falls short of that, because the guys he has around him are a bit inexperienced, I think that's all part of the reset, though. And I think it's understandable that these guys have to get some camaraderie together.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. Like the expectations, like you said, when you got a top 5 guy like Josh Allen, obviously you want to make it to the championship. But I think it's going to be fun to watch this team this year. Last couple of years, it's like, we got to make the Super Bowl. It's a must. Like everything else is a disappointment. We didn't have fun. This team is going to be fun to watch. You got a lot of guys coming in, Curtis Samuel, Keon Coleman, Claypool, James Cook coming back, Dalton Kincaid coming back for his second year, Rasul Douglas, guys coming in, a lot of guys coming in that are being plugged in. This is going to be absolutely a fun to watch team. I am definitely looking forward to this season.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really exciting. And like I said, Josh doesn't have that pressure. When you sit down, you look at that Sports Illustrated magazine with Josh and Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, the best friend.
You can kind of tell that they had that conversation between Diggs and Allen. Like this, our Super Bowl expectations is going to fall on us.
Yeah,
that's how when I looked at that Sports Illustrated magazine, that's what I saw. I saw a conversation between these two individuals and says, we have to be at our best for this team to go to the Super Bowl.
True.
And that's not the case with this roster. That pressure is now off Josh Allen to say, hey, listen, live and die with Stephon Diggs. When in doubt, throw Stephon Diggs the ball. Let him, he's your best player, give him a chance to make the play. Now, that's all gone away. Now he has the option to throw it to the guy that's open. It's no really favorites. Well, Kincaid would be the favorite, coming into this season. But the reality is Kincaid had one season. So he's still developing himself. So I think it's really going to be a telltale sign. And then, the run game, how the run game is good. This is Joe Brady's opportunity to really make this offense his own.
Definitely.
No one really knows what to expect from the Buffalo Bills. And I think that's why they ranked us at number 10. Let's talk about those power ranking by ESPN that ranks the Bills below the New York Jets.
Why though? I'm so confused
Oh
on
my
why.
goodness.
Is it Aaron Rodgers? Is that why they're ahead of us? Like, dude, 2011 was a long time ago. Like, seriously, 2011 was a long time ago. I get it. He's Aaron Rodgers. This is his first kind of real season with the Jets. But come on, man. Is he Brady? He's not. He's not Brady. He's not Brady. No. Now, don't get it twisted. The Jets have got some weapons. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, those boys are legit. They are a legit team. But the Jets are the Jets. You know what? Exactly. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna dig even further. Okay. Jets fans are gonna hate me. I don't care. I might be on their YouTube channel with this.
Do we really care? Do we really care what Jets fans?
I honestly don't. Okay. So as far as division titles, do you know where the New York Jets rank as far as division titles?
No.
They rank 5th. Like, huh? 5th? Why do you rank 5th? It's only 4 teams in the. Oh yeah, now I remember. The Colts were in the AFC East. They have more AFC East division championships than the New York Jets. They haven't been in the AFC East since 2000. That's a long time. So, yep. I mean, Jets are going to be the Jets, man.
That's the team I was concerned about in this power ranking is, the Jets. I mean, there's a lot of other teams that, I didn't feel deserved. I mean, Cincinnati was above the Buffalo Bills. And
that's
look,
fair.
No, it's not. Joe Burrow, and here's why. Joe Burrow didn't really play last season very much. I mean, he got injured. He's been riddled with injuries the past few seasons, actually. And right. yes, he beat the Buffalo Bills. Yes, he did.
True.
He beat us in the playoffs, too. I will give him that.
True.
But the bottom line is his health is in question coming back. And you have to – these guys didn't even make the playoffs last year. How are all of a sudden they're better than us right now? Like I don't.
That bothers me too, because isn't availability like a part of the game? Isn't that part of the game? Doesn't that matter? Because Joe Burrow, he ice in his veins, great quarterback when he's on the field. When he's on the field, he's a great quarterback. But Josh Allen, what does he miss? What, maybe 4 games in his entire career? Knock on wood.
Mm-hmm.
Like. I mean, I know a lot of people want to put Joe Burrow over Josh Allen, but Josh Allen's Iron Man, and he do a lot more stuff than Joe Burrow do. And to me, availability should be definitely accounted for when you ranking quarterbacks. And I get it, but man, Josh Allen, he don't miss a lot of games.
Yeah, man. David even mentioned this is year 22. I mean, look, man, you're not LeBron James. You're not Tom Brady, bro. And the body started already breaking down the first play last year.
No, that was a third play. Yeah, dude. Like, bro, somebody's telling you, bro, hang it up. We appreciate what you're doing. Did you see the video with the Jets fan begging him for a playoff berth? Please, Aaron, please just get us there. It's probably not going to happen. I'll be real.
You got to go through us. You're going to have to go through the AFC East Giants, who've been the AFC East Giants for the last 5 years. I mean, at the end of the day, all of these power rankings, a lot of it is done based on superstars. And this is why I don't like, I don't really pay attention to a lot of that because, the game is played on the field. Okay.
Exactly.
And not one game has yet been played. Not even a preseason game is yet to be played to see the talent that we have on this roster just yet. But as we mentioned earlier, this team is deeper, younger, and stronger.
Right.
Probably than they were last year. And I believe stronger and deeper than they ever have been since the Josh Allen era. So leave your comments down below. Do you think that this is the most talented Bills roster of the Josh Allen era? Leave that down in the comments, and please feel free to tell us why you think so. At this time, we want to make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the Built-in Buffalo platform that is presented to you by Monster Energy Drink, the official energy partner of the Built-in Buffalo platform. Do that right now.
Drink it!
All right, right now it's our Bills Mafia roll call. As you guys know, we do every week. Y'all know me and cousin Brad is in Below, New York, but where are you listening and watching Buffalo against the world from? Let us know in the chat.
Where you at? 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 Reach is strong. The brand is strong. The Mafia roll deep. We go from Buffalo, New York to Australia, baby. We go deep. So tell us where you're watching from. And if this is your first time watching us, make sure you put a number 1 up there. Make sure you put number 1 up there and welcome to the show. Because we do this every Monday. We're going to talk about the Bills. Shout out to you, Jacob, in Western New York. We appreciate it. We love all of our fans. And again, shout out to Monster Energy Drink. Drink it. You want to feel like you can take on a semi-truck? Drink Monster. Drink
it. Yes, man. Let us know where you at. We got Mafia County in the building. Man, look, man. Sandra, what's going on, sister? One of our faithful Buffalo Against the World listeners every single week.
You know what else is weird about the Jets, too? They're going to be wearing their, not throwbacks with the NY Jets, with the stripes and all that. It's like they're the throwbacks, but they're not the throwbacks. But they wear them every year against us. I'm so done. I'm like, didn't y'all wear these? What's your uniform now? We want to know.
We got Orlando, Florida in the building. From the Rock, ROC. What's going on, Mr. Perez? How are you, my brother? And speaking of those throwbacks, man, what Terry Pagula, man? What's going on, bro?
Hey, we have advocated on this show almost every week on a weekly basis. Bring back the red helmets.
Look at the theme of our show. Look at what Josh Allen is wearing on a theme. On every theme of Buffalo Against the World, we are campaigning for the red helmet to come back. This is our yearly theme on this side right here. You can look at it and you see the red helmet there. And it looks so lovely on Josh.
Intimidating that looks. Look how intimidating that looks right there. The beautiful ruby red with the blue buffalo with the red screaming stripe. It just screams intimidation with the smoky red visor. Pagula, make it happen. What has to happen?
There was a story behind that red helmet. And I think was it Jim Kelly or was it Joe Ferguson that they said was colorblind or something is why they changed it?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, that is right. I don't know if it was Joe Ferguson. I don't know if it was Joe Ferguson, but it was a Bills quarterback. I'm not sure if it was Ferguson. I think he had the white ones, but I know what you're talking about, and they made it red.
Mm-hmm. Whatever it was, it happened in the mid '80s, and I'm thinking it was because when Bruce came in the league, we had the red helmets when Bruce came in the league. That's '83, right? Andre and Bruce came in '83. Yeah. But there was a story that one of the quarterbacks was colorblind, and I think it was Ferguson. Jacob says it was Ferguson. If you know the answer to this, please just let us know.
You talk about a trivia.
This ain't a trivia question, but if you know the answer, this is something that we don't even know. Throw it out there to us. Let us know. What was the reason why we changed to the red helmets initially? But those helmets, man, we really want those helmets back. Pagula, everybody else is doing their throwbacks. Come on, bruh.
I mean, just at least for one game, at least, man. Make it 90s night at the stadium. I get it. Now, I understand you got to pay for the stadium. It costs a lot of money to repaint the helmets and put all the logos on and all that. I understand. It's a brand new stadium. It looks beautiful. I love the work that they've done, and I get it. We got to pay for the new home. I understand. But at least give us one night. Give us one night, 90s night, have all the legends come out. You definitely sell out the place. Let us wear the throwback jerseys. Let us wear the red helmets. Maybe they're saving that for the first game in the new stadium. Maybe they're saving
Maybe they're saving the announcement. Let's just hope they're saving the announcement for game time or something. But
don't do it like no bum team either. Don't do it for no bum game, like the last game of the season and it's whack. Don't do that. Don't do that.
You gotta do. It's gotta be a night game. It's gotta be a night game, cousin Brad.
Gotta be a night game.
To break that out, that would be an amazing thing. All the fans coming out gonna go crazy to see them helmets because it just brings back the memories of those.
Exactly.
those great days, you know.
Let's make it the last game of the stadium. The last game of the stadium. Wouldn't that be fun? Are they gonna let us tear down the goalpost like they did before? Remember that?
When we beat the Miami Dolphins for the first time in forever. Like, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Don't let it be against Arizona like the first game. Like, come on, man.
You know, cause that brings me to another thing that we talked about the red helmets and the white helmets. So we gotta throw this out there. This has been a question that's been floating around social media forever, and we got a lot of nostalgia. A lot of us still live in nostalgia, i.e., Emmanuel Kulu. But the question is out there, cuz, and it's being talked about. And a lot of people still have this question. Now, to me, there's no doubt who the more talented quarterback is. And please leave a comment down below about these two. Obviously, as we talk about this between Jim Kelly and Josh Allen, Now, we're talking about quarterbacks. We know physically Josh Allen can do everything on the football field. He can run the ball, he can gunsling. He can pretty much do what Jim Kelly could do, plus, right? Yeah. Plus run over middle linebackers. Yes. He's got the size, he's got the stature, he's got way more speed. Is he a better winner than Jim Kelly? Is he, these are things to be considered. So leave your thoughts down in the comments if you're watching this right now. Who is the better overall quarterback? There's things to be considered. Jim Kelly's in the Hall of Fame. He's proven it. And I think the best way to really see this, Cousin Brad, is to compare the years that they're in. Right now, Josh Allen's in his 6th year. And we can talk about Jim Kelly in his 6th year as well. But before we get into that, what's your thoughts?
Hang on. Could we get a throwback with the Kelly arm warmer, the hand? You see that hand warmer? Yo, can we get that back? That's fire. Like, I forgot how cool that was. Yo, Josh, if you're watching this right now, that hand warmer right there, I get it, it's cool, it looks cool tucked in your jersey, but I forgot how cool that looked on Jim Kelly. So yeah, can we get that back? Bring that back, because that was cool. Sorry,
yeah,
I just had to go
those days was amazing. It was amazing.
Back in high school, I never had one of those, and I really want one. Sorry. I know we're getting off topic. Okay.
No, it's all good. It's all good, cuz. So tell me your thoughts. I mean, obviously we talked about this pregame before we started the show. Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts on these two guys? I mean, one has reached the Super Bowl, one has not. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, give me your thoughts.
All right. So first off, it goes without question. Jim Kelly is an absolute legend. This man did what no other quarterback has ever done. This man led his team to 4 consecutive Super Bowls. Now, I get it. The punchline is, yeah, but you didn't win one. This man, for 4 years of his career, went to the championship for 4 straight years. That is unprecedented. Montana never did that. Tom Brady never did that. John Elway never did that. Peyton Manning never did that. No other quarterback in history has brought their team to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row. I get it. They did not win one. But Jim Kelly was putting up numbers. He was doing exactly what he was supposed to do. And, obviously people are going to say, but he can't run like Josh. Honestly, he didn't have to. He really didn't have to. He really didn't have to run back there. The line was pretty good. Line was pretty darn good, and he had guys around him where he could just dump the ball off. I don't know if y'all remember, maybe some of these new millennials don't know, I'm sorry, these Gen Zers or Gen X or whatever generation, they don't know how effective the K-gun offense was. Like, the K-gun offense was freaking phenomenal. I mean, ball was out in 3.2 seconds. Like, it was out to a receiver getting first down, so the defense couldn't catch up. Like, Howie Long, Hall of Famer Howie Long, talked about how frustrating it was playing against the Buffalo Bills. So don't get Jim Kelly twisted as far as what he did on his field. Yeah, he didn't win a Super Bowl, but Josh is a different beast. Josh is a different beast. The only thing this man hasn't done is win a Super Bowl or gone to one. That's it. That's all. That's the only thing he hasn't done. And I believe he's going to do it. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but I believe he has a Super Bowl in his career. I believe he's going to get a ring. There's just something about him, something about his will to win. I believe he's going to get it. So if you want to talk about verses between each other, got to go Jim Kelly. Got to go Jim.
Cousin Brad, we agree. We agree. We 100% agree because, again, I'm of the Ric Flair saying, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And I've been saying this for a long time. I say this even in regards to Patrick Mahomes. To beat a man, Josh Allen, you have to beat this man. So same thing I'm going to say about Jim Kelly. You have to surpass his accomplishments. Now, if we look at stat-wise, Josh Allen is probably going to break the touchdown record from Jim Kelly this season.
Probably.
Literally within his 6th year.
Yeah.
So that's an amazing statistic, right?
Yeah.
But again, to beat a man, you got to beat the man. You have to do what he did for this city in order to surpass him. Look, when we talk about Thurman and OJ, right?
Mm-hmm.
OJ rushed for 2,000 yards. Thurman had 2,000 yards combined in the season, 4 straight years, right?
MVP.
Right.
One of the only running backs to do that.
Right. No question. Who's the better running back now? Okay. But the pressure was there in those days. Is this running back going to be better than OJ Simpson? Okay. But until Thurman surpassed those things, he was not considered better than the juice. Let's keep it 100. Here's the same respect that we have to give to Jim Kelly. You got to get to a Super Bowl. I'm not saying you need to get to 4 straight. That's pretty tough to do in the NFL. But one thing that Jim Kelly has not done was win a Super Bowl. So if Josh Allen gets to a Super Bowl and wins it, there's no question. There's no question. The questions are all shut down.
A lot of pictures are going to be reframed. A lot of old jerseys are going to go. I don't want to say go in the trash, but a lot of jerseys are going to go in boxes. He wins the Super Bowl. A lot of guys. Yeah. I mean, if he wins one Super Bowl, he's in the Hall of Fame. He's in the Hall of Fame immediately. Just off one. If he wins the Super Bowl this year, he wins one Super Bowl, he's a Hall of Famer.
Like what Al Davis say?
Just win.
Just win, baby. That's all you got to do, and you are solidified in Buffalo Bills history. I mean, you are already solidified. You're already certified, right? Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, this game is about winning championships. It's about winning championships and putting this team on your back. And if you have played your career out and never got to a Super Bowl for Josh Allen, I'm sorry, that does not surpass Jim Kelly.
Now, let me ask you this. Are we going to equate his USFL yards? Because he had 3 seasons in the USFL. Are we equating that? Because, hey, you throw for 5,000 yards in any league. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
That's all Madden mode right there. Like, that's on another level.
I mean, the man's throwing for 5,000 yards in the 80s, bro.
In the 80s.
That's sick.
In the 80s.
That's sickening. That's sickening.
That's crazy, man.
Like,
he only played 10 years for the Bills, but we forgot about his 3 years in the USFL. And if y'all don't know about the USFL, go look it up. That wasn't this is very nice kind of spring league. They had stars. They had stars in that league. I can name some stars from that league. Herschel
Young was there.
Reggie White, Steve Young. Like, they had stars in that league. Jim Kelly. Like, come on, bro. Them boys had some stars in that league. There were definitely competition with USFL and NFL. I mean, obviously, we know what happened, but, Josh, you're not there yet, Al. You're not there yet. But you win a Super Bowl, I mean, it's the house that you built. Like, it's the house that you built.
Like, I'm not ready. Like I said, I'm not the type of person that is ready to, until you get into a person's get into a person's status, so to speak, you really can't even be in that conversation until you've been in the Super Bowl. You can't really talk about Super Bowls just yet.
Wouldn't that be a moment? Wouldn't that be a special moment? We win the Super Bowl. We just see like Jim Kelly pass the helmet over to Josh.
Jim Kelly is going to be like crying, dude.
Like, you just pass the crown and just like, I could die happy. I could die happy. Oh gosh.
And you talk about that 5,000 yard season. John brings up a good point. This is a good research thing for us while we're here. I'm gonna check this out on the USFL. Wasn't that 14 games in the 80s?
It was.
Jim Kelly threw for over. I'm gonna do the research on that.
It was 14 games. He's absolutely right.
I confirm that.
And there was a run and shoot offense, and they were was it Houston Roughnecks? Houston Roughnecks he played for, right?
Houston Gamblers. Houston Gamblers.
I'm sorry, Houston Gamblers. They were putting up numbers. Like he was putting up numbers with the Houston Gamblers.
Yeah. Let's take a look here. Jimbo. Okay. So he was drafted by the Bills in 84, which he ultimately went to the USFL. Let's get his statistics pulled up here.
Right.
Okay. So Jimbo, okay. So 1984, he played in 14 games.
Yeah.
Wow. 14 games, 587 attempts, 370 completion, 63 completion percentage, 5,219 yards, 44 touchdowns. Came back the following season in 85, threw for 39 touchdowns. Again, 63.5 completion percentage and 23 yards that season.
Yeah, and that was a down year. That was a down year. Like, come on, man.
But here's what's crazy, because Jim Kelly got sacked 75 times in 84.
Listen.
Talk about what Josh Allen brings to the table. I mean, you ain't gonna get sacked 75
He's
times.
not getting sacked 75 times. He's not getting sacked 55 times. He's not getting sacked 20, well, maybe 25, but he's not getting sacked 75 times. Your line was absolutely awful. So let's put that together. If you getting sacked 75 times, that means you got to put up numbers. Clearly you have no offensive line. He was like, you know what? Maybe I should go play for the Bills.
Yeah. You getting hit that much, bro? Jim Kelly was really banged up before he even got to the league. To the NFL. For real. Like, I'm looking at here. There's a Jim Kelly is probably a Hall of Famer in the USFL.
Well, I mean, technically it's the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So that's So I mean, it's pretty much both leagues.
Very true.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. It's not the NFL Hall of Fame. It's the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I still gotta go. I still want to go so bad. Like Josh
Allen was sacked 24 times last season, and he plays more games. So, I mean, see, these are the things we know talent-wise, and me and you argue this all the time, right? We talk about Andre Reed, Eric Moulds, and I always like talent-wise, Eric Moulds is the bigger, dynamic receiver, right? But accomplishment-wise, just didn't do or meant what Andre Reed meant to the 90s Bills. So
he didn't have the opportunity.
Oh, I mean, you say what you will. And then there's the Jerry Rice and Randy Moss conversation out there too. Talent versus talent and accomplishment. They have that second thing that one doesn't have. I mean, I don't know, but I'm gonna say,
can we get Eric Moulds on the show?
We're gonna try. Get
him on the show.
We are definitely going to try. So that leads us back to we talked about the red helmet versus the white helmet. Hopefully we can bring that back. Kelly versus Allen. Cousin Brad, again, it comes down to producing on the field.
Right.
Because last week we went over the offense. We didn't really get to go over the defensive players that are going to make this roster, and we're not going to have a time to do it all. But let's just talk about some of the defensive players that we really will be watching, some of the position groups that we really be watching. And let's start with the position groups. What are you most interested in coming into training camp, watching this season as it comes up?
I'm going to have my eye on two players, actually. I'm going to have my eye on Von Miller. I mean, let's see where we're at. Let's make a decision at this point. You're in the Hall of Fame. You got your rings. Let's see what you got left in the tank. So I'll definitely be taking an eye on Von Miller. Second, I want to see what Matt Milano is going to bring to this table. He's coming back. Obviously, you see the stuff on the internet. You see the stuff on the Bills' website. He's ready for action, coming back this season. So those are two guys I'm definitely looking forward to taking a look at. Now, the Bills do play a situational defensive line, so we'll see where Von Miller factors into that. But definitely want to see what Matt Milano is going to bring when he comes back on the field.
These are two guys that are in, like comeback seasons.
Yeah.
Von Miller said that he should not have played last year. He said he was not healthy.
Mm-hmm.
He just tried to give it all he had. So now you have a second off season here. We want to see what you got. We want to see what you produce. And we also want to see you as a leader out there. We want to see you schooling the Rousseaus of the world. We want to see you schooling the Epinessas of the world because they are the future of this roster as well. So that's what we kind of signed Von Miller at. The age that we signed him at is to kind of be both, to be that mentor, but also to be that leader on the field to say, okay, this is how you do it. I'm going to show you how to, I'm going to show you how to get around a defensive lineman, and, we have to pay very close attention. We need to see him as that leader, a little bit more vocal this year, but we also need to see him demonstrate it on the field as well. We need to see him he get basically one tackle last year.
I know. And be scary. Be scary again. Be scary, Von Miller. I don't want to see the triangle behind the head, smiling glasses, Von Miller. I want fearsome, scary Von Miller. That's what I want. I want that Von Miller back. Bring him back. Sorry.
Yeah, man.
Get that
definitely
out.
Looking to see what Greg Rousseau does. If he can stay healthy, this is a contract year for him. This is a contract year. Look, Epinesa was horrible. Until last year. He was horrible. Let's just be 100%. We was talking last year at the start of the season. This is another Aaron Maven. Was we not?
I won't go there.
And then he came on.
Aaron Maven. I will not say Aaron Maven. That was he was not that bad. He was not that bad. He was not Aaron Maven.
He was not producing until last year.
But Aaron Maven, bro, that's scary. No,
he was not doing anything.
I'm not going to admit to Aaron Maven. I'm not giving you that one.
My man Darnell says Smook is going to be a dark horse. Another guy coming off injury, played with Jacksonville, played dominant over there. Guy who sacked Josh Allen. So this is a guy that is also going to be a dark horse. We talked about Javon Solomon. I really like this kid. Again, that young. This is what I talked about, that depth, because that depth is going to be very important for this roster, especially I think the defensive end position.
Yeah, and it keeps guys fresh. Keep guys fresh coming in, and it cuts down on the injuries. So absolutely.
Yep, and Solomon's a guy that you can move in and out. You can move him into defensive tackle if you want to because he has the strength. Okay, so we got guys that you can move out to linebacker position if you need him to kick out. These are guys that Brandon Beane and them love. They love guys who are what I call slash guys who could do a little bit of everything. Linebackers who can come downhill and hit you in the mouth, and then you got linebackers that can cover. You know what I mean? Safeties that can come downhill and tackle a running back, and then safeties that can make plays in the ball hogs. These are guys that Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott particularly love. And you look at the rosters that have been built over the last 5 years, they've built it off those slash guys.
Absolutely, 1,000%. So it should definitely be interesting. Again, with the depth this team has, even if injuries do happen, which is a part of the game, it's going to happen. It's football. So we got a lot of guys we can plug in. So that's definitely big as far as worth and what we have here. Depth is definitely key.
Yeah, we got I'm really interested to see what these rookies do. I'm really interested to see with what obviously we talked about Kaiir Elam a lot, but corner, I think we're very solid there right now. We're very solid at corner. We're very solid with the depth at corner as well. I'm really looking to see what my man Elam does, if he can really show up and even just be the third corner on the team. Be the third corner.
He's not the third corner. Terrell Johnson's the third corner.
Right. Let's say the fourth corner. The fourth corner.
Okay, yeah, give you that one.
Just get that spot. Just get that spot.
Bro, just make a play. Just make a play and build on that, bro. Like we talked about.
he made plays last year though. That's what I'm saying. He played in the playoff game, got a pick. I mean, he makes plays. Sometimes he get ran over out there. Sometimes he's a little out of position. And I think he was drafted and they had in mind that he was a man cover guy.
But he's not a man cover guy. It didn't work either.
No,
that didn't work either, bro.
They're not going to put zone on one side and man on the other. That's not going to happen.
Hey, look.
No defense does that.
We'll see
unless you got Deion on your team.
But that's a fact. That's a fact. Sauce does that too. They leave Sauce on the island. He's not Sauce.
No, he's not Sauce.
I want to see what this new safety is going to do too. I love the new safety.
Cole Bishop, the rookie.
Cole Bishop. Oh, just bro, just play. Keep everything ahead of you. That's all I want to say to you. That's my advice to you. Keep everything ahead of you. Because, obviously in the NFL, things are going to happen faster, quicker. It's going to be keep everything ahead of you, bro. But I'm looking. Oh, I can't wait to see him on the field.
Yeah, I'm very excited for him too. I mean, bigger guy, 6'2", 207, 21 years old, young guy coming out of Utah, tenacious hitter. I think he has some ball skills as well, but that's one of the areas that Sean McDermott wants him to work on his ball skills. I mean, and this is why you bring a guy like Mike Edwards in, who, obviously won championships with the Kansas City Chiefs and also a championship with the Buccaneers with Brady.
Yep, that pedigree.
That he has that pedigree, that championship pedigree that we've been talking about that we need. So that's a position I'm going to be really, really watching. But also, I really want to watch the switchability of the defensive tackle position. I'm really going to be paying close attention to that because, again, Ed Oliver really came on last year. There was a lot of talk.
He is so underrated, and it's almost a crime. It's a crime at this point. I watched the top 10, the top 100 players, and the fact that they don't mention him, dude, that's a crime. Yeah, he makes plays when he has to, but the dude is so underrated. He clogs a lot of that middle, and he takes on double teams a lot, and he beats a lot of double teams, and he is always around the ball. So shout out to Greg. I'm sorry,
Ed Oliver.
Ed Oliver. It's a big A in the middle, man. Shout out to you, bro.
So we have a lot of guys. We have Dwayne Carter, the rookie, 6'3". I do see some struggles in his game with leverage. He sometimes doesn't hold his leverage position sometimes, but I think he's going to be a dynamic player in this league. Probably be playing the fourth defensive tackle. Obviously, you bring back Daquan Jones. Had a great season. Had a career season up until he got injured. Had a career season.
Yeah.
Very excited to see him come back. What's your thoughts on Daquan being healthy? He came back last midseason. Probably wasn't fully healthy.
100%. We knew he wasn't 100%, but he still gave it all his all. And like you said, he was having a career year up until that injury. And you're right, he did come back. We knew he wasn't at 100%, but he was going to give it all for his team. So I'm looking, forward to see what he's going to do this year. They restructured his deal. So shout out to him, man. Let's see what he comes. Let's see what he brings it to the table.
Yes, Daquan, Ed Oliver. You got Dwayne Carter. You got Brayson Dean. He's a little bit smaller, undersized. He's about 280. Really don't know too much about him. You have Austin Johnson, came out of Penn State, 30 years old. This is another guy who is a bigger guy. He's played in the NFL before. Excited to see what he can bring to the team.
You know who else we got? Say it. You know who else we got? Yeah. Come on, man.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Mr. Olympic himself.
Well, he's not probably not going to play this season. Let's
probably not.
He's not going to play. Gable Stevenson, excited to see what he can do. The wrestling champion.
I'm not.
They have him listed here as a defensive tackle. I see this guy more at 6'1", 265. I see him more as a defensive end because he does have the speed and tenacity. And when you think about the physical measurables of somebody like that, you got to really think okay. When you wrestle, this is real wrestling. This isn't WWE here. when you
Oh,
wrestle
don't get it twisted.
leverage,
He was a national champion in
national
Minnesota.
champion, exactly.
In
When
Minnesota.
you wrestle, leverage is so important,
Absolutely.
right? Some of the same things that are tactical in the NFL as at the defensive line or offensive line, leverage, very important. We know the strength is there because he's a wrestler, and we also know he's got great hands, right? So he's got three things right there. We got to see if he got the speed. We got to see if he got some moves to get off that defensive line, to get off that lineman and get into the backfield, get some penetration. These are things that he's going to have to learn. He's learning. He's training with guys like Ed Oliver.
And you see who else is training with.
Right there.
Oh,
right
there it is. It's right there. If you're going to learn from somebody, learn from the big man, probably the GOAT, future Hall of Famer, the scariest man on defense, Aaron Donald. Thank you for your service. But if you're going to learn from somebody, learn from him. Literally pick his brain.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah,
God, I wish we had Aaron Donald. I wish we had Aaron Donald.
Listen, man.
I would take retired Aaron Donald before I take this guy.
Look, I agree. I would agree with Jesse. I don't believe he's going to make this roster. Let's just be honest. Like, who can save a roster spot on a 53-man roster for a guy who's never played football before? Like, you just can't do it. He has to completely dominate training camp and completely dominate.
So scenario, right?
Preseason.
Second game, playing in the first half. He gets 2 sacks.
He's not going to play in the first half. So let's just.
I said second quarter.
Hypothetically speaking.
Second quarter, second game.
Injury happens.
Hey,
the guy plays.
Let's just throw it out there. Second game, second quarter. He gets 2 sacks. What do? He won't make the roster.
He won't make this roster. There's a lot of guys who've had 2 sacks, 3 sacks, 4 sacks.
I don't know. I'm trying to make it work.
And won't make this, bro. The odds are against him. He's never played it down. He's never played it down in the league, bro.
I know.
It's not. We can't trust it.
I know.
He'll make the practice squad. I don't see him making the roster unless he just injuries are just crazy on this roster throughout preseason. Maybe he'll get a chance, but even then, you still want to sign somebody who has some experience playing football.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just say he gets a pick 6, and
let it go.
Okay. I'm trying to make it work.
Yeah, cousin Brad, I could tell you really excited, cuz, for this.
I really want to see him. Like, I want to see what happens, his first play. Like,
you know what? I appreciate Brandon Beane and those guys really giving guys who, this isn't the only guy. They drafted an offensive lineman as well for his size as well, because he also has played. I think he was a rugby player. I forget his name is escaping me here, but never played a down of NFL of football.
Remember
American
guy? Remember the guy from Britain a couple years ago? He ran the touchdowns. Yeah, remember him?
Yeah, Christian Wade.
He ran touchdowns.
Showed out. Did not make the roster. Did not make the roster.
That was fun, but that was fun to see. I was at the game. That was definitely fun to see. That was entertaining because I wasn't.
I feel like every time he touched the ball, Christian Wade
he was just gonna score. He just didn't have any move. He just ran, and I was like, yes. Let's keep going.
The man pretty much broke it for 50 yards.
I know. It's just we got to give this guy a roster spot, man. Come on, at least let him do kick returns.
Yeah, I was kind of hurt when I seen him on the cut list. I was like,
oh, man. He kept them footballs. He's got a story to tell. I respect it.
Yeah, man.
I respect it.
All right, so while we're here, we only got a few minutes left, but we got to do it as we do it every week. Our Bills Mafia trivia is coming up after this.
The party starts in 3, 2, 1.
All right, Bills Mafia and Buffalo Against the World. Make sure you subscribe to the Built-in Buffalo platform, the platform that brings you Buffalo Against the World. But this week's Bills Mafia trivia is: what two players led the league in total yards in two different leagues? That's a typo on me. On two different leagues. I'm going to fix that right now. But two players that led the league in total yards in two different leagues. All right. Hint: one of them.
Both in the Hall of Fame.
They're both in the Hall of Fame. Hint: one of them is a Buffalo Bill. Leave your comments, your answers down in the chat. Two different players. Last week's Cousin Brad was really, really good that you came up with. So this one is another really good one. But let us know.
Yeah.
Two players
One
that
of them
led the league in total yards.
Is that giving it away?
Two different leagues.
One of them won a Super Bowl.
One of them won a Super Bowl. All right, we got an answer out there. We're going to let you know in just a moment. Let's hear what everybody else has to say. Anybody else? Two quarterbacks. I gave it away. Two quarterbacks. Two quarterbacks who led the league in total yards in two different leagues. And ding, 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 ding. My man Darnell Smith, he's got it. Jim Kelly and Steve Young. Yes. We just talked about Jim Kelly's stats and with the Houston Gamblers. He led the league. He also led the NFL in 1990 as well in passing yards. So Jim Kelly did it in the USFL. And he also did it in the NFL. And Steve Young also did it in the USFL and also did it in the NFL. Some people would have thought it was Doug Flutie. So this was kind of confusing.
That's what I thought people were going to forget about. Like, Doug Flutie was in the USFL too, man. Don't forget it.
No, he was did he play in the USFL or just the Canadian Football League?
He did play in the USFL, and he played in the Canadian League, and he won. He led the CFL in passing, and we didn't mention this. And we probably should have. Another guy who technically led the NFL in passing in two different leagues as well. Another guy, Jim Kelly's one, Steve Young's another. This guy didn't play in the USFL. He did play in the Canadian League. Mr. Warren Moon. Forgot about that guy.
But he did not lead the league in both. He didn't lead the league in either league, I don't think.
Yes, he did. He led the Edmonton Eskimos. Is it Eskimos? Edmonton Eskimos? Is it Edmonton Eskimos?
You got to come up with some years, cuz.
I'll get back to you guys. But Warren Moon, definitely, we shout out to him. Shout out to him. Shout out to Warren Moon, bro.
You're right. He did play in two of those leagues. I mean, he was, I think he's a Hall of Fame quarterback as well. It should be at least.
Pro Football Hall of Famer. He a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
Four straight. We talk about 4 straight NFL champions. He has 4 straight CFL championships.
Now, here's the thing about Flutie. Flutie never led the NFL.
He didn't. He did not.
Never led the NFL. So I'm not sure if he led in the USFL whenever he played there, but he definitely dominated the CFL. But no, he definitely.
How does that equate? How does that equate with Canadian? Because their field is 120 yards. How does that equate? Is that?
It's still pro football. It's still pro football, right?
Is it like currency exchange? Like we get like a half yard for every yard, or did they use the metric system?
Like the receivers do get like a head start running.
Yeah, I know. They come from like 10 yards deep and like
I think they brought that in the arena football. Like remember that was in a part of the arena football league. Destroyers and stuff like that.
Did you see the arena football?
Who have won a championship since they left Buffalo, by the way.
Did you see the arena league, the arena Super Bowl is being played in a mall in New York City. Wow. I don't know if that's sad or awesome because it does look very cool, but you're still playing in a mall.
Yeah, that's kind of.
I don't know how I feel about that. Like that's really cool. Like the pictures on the internet and the videos on the internet, it's really cool to see, but. They're still playing in a mall.
Yeah, that's gonna be a major, really big mall.
Yeah, it's in New York City. Yeah. It's not the Mall of America in Minnesota, which would be awesome if that happened. But It's in New York City though, and it's really cool to see. But man, shout out to the Arena Football League. Somebody will fund your league. Somebody will.
You know what's interesting about our last two Bills Mafia trivias is they consist of two of the same teams, the Bills and the 49ers. Teams that Buffalo people always dreamed of playing in the Super Bowl against each other, including last year.
It just never happened.
It just has not aligned.
The stars just don't happen, man. I mean, who would not want to see that? Who would want could you imagine Marv Levy? Oh man. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get ahead of myself.
And you remember, you figure 89, it was the Niners and the Bengals, if I'm not mistaken, in the Super Bowl.
Correct.
And then the very following year, and was that the year? I believe that was that the year that Ronnie Harmon dropped the pass against Cleveland?
Thurman
did. No. Ronnie Harmon dropped the pass. He dropped a lob pass in his arms. From Jim Kelly. It was going to take us to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah. So, no, we played in 89. If I'm not mistaken, we played the Bengals, and the Bengals beat us in the playoffs. In 88, I believe that was the year we played Cleveland. Somebody help me in the chat if I'm wrong about that. And that was the infamous Ronnie Harmon year where Ronnie Harmon dropped the pass that cost us from going to the Super Bowl.
Never got a chance.
So we never got a chance to see that Kelly versus Montana,
West Coast
Reed versus Rice, and all that good stuff.
The writing was there. The West Coast offense versus the K gun.
Yeah, that would have been an exciting Super Bowl. You know, Montana, who never lost a Super Bowl.
Montana versus
that would have been scary. That would have been scary for the Bills in the first Super Bowl.
Yo, man, just imagine. That team,
but you got Lofton, you got the all-time leading receiver at the time. You got Reed, you got John Taylor, you got Rice, you got, we had Metzelaars, they got Brent Jones, and you can
look at the names like George Seifert versus Wade Phillips, like Kevin Gilbride versus Shanahan. Like, dude, there were guys on those teams, on those staffs. Like, holy crap! Why did this happen?
Maybe we shouldn't ask that because Montana 16 was on the other side, who was considered the greatest of all time until a guy named Brady came along.
Who was at the championship game? Brady was there.
But you know what? When we played Kansas City, we put Montana.
Bruce
put Montana down, man. We put him down.
He still has that uniform. Did you see it on that Netflix show? He still has that uniform.
Yeah, Bruce is the one who took him out.
I know.
Bruce is the one.
Bad thing.
Yeah. Shout out to Bad Things, man.
All right,
cousin Brad.
The sneaker.
You want to get those sneakers?
Yeah, I got
Bad Things ones.
Yeah, I gotta get them on the internet or something.
All right, everybody. This has been a fun hour. We look forward to seeing you as we're going to have some reports coming directly from training camp. I will be, and I believe cousin Brad will also be at the red and blue game. So it's going to be very interesting when we come back with on Monday to talk about our Bills Mafia, how they looking when we come back next Monday. So make sure you be here 7 p.m. Buffalo against the world. Me and cousin Brad will be here to talk about some reports coming from training camp.
The Red Eyes.
And
Red Eyes.
Also, Monster Energy Drink, the official partner of the Built in Buffalo platform. Make sure you go like, share, and subscribe to the platform on YouTube. This is Kulu and cousin Brad. We signing off. Deuces.
See you next week.